What's up, everybody? This is Storm, and welcome to another episode of Storm Gaming News Week. We have a couple of news to go over, so without further ado, let's get on with the news. The devs behind Hollow Knight Silksong has dropped a teaser trailer of a upcoming free DLC expansion for Hollow Knight Silksong called Sea of Sorrow. It is set to release sometime in 2026. We don't have an official definitive date for it yet, but the fans are happy for Silksong, especially this game had been in development for a while and it is rated pretty highly. And did it won awards at the Game Awards? I honestly can't remember if it won anything, but yeah. Fans are excited and they can't wait to see what will the DLC bring. I'm kind of surprised that it's free, but kudos. We have a statement from the producer of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and sorry if I botch his name, but this is what he has to say. This is Takeshi Yamanaka, producer of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Thank you so much for all the players who participated in our second closed beta test. We also truly appreciate the many heartfelt messages submitted through the survey. Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. We haven't finished reading through every comment, but we are sincerely taking in all the feedback, both the positives and the areas that need improvement. The team is pushing forward with development, and we will continue refining and improving the game based on the opinions you have shared with us. 2026 will be a big year for us. Our whole team is working hard to make this game that you will enjoy for years to come. A title that will continue to grow with this community. We still have more characters to announce, along with more exciting moments where you'll be able to see the game in action. Stay tuned. Happy holidays. It kind of sound like it pretty much guaranteed whenever like another PlayStation State of Play comes around, or maybe some type of event that's going on that involved with gaming. We're probably gonna see like a more updated look of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, or possibly a new character reveal. And honestly, that's pretty good. Cause so far we got Cap, Iron Man, Kamala, Star-Lord, Ghost Rider, Doom, Storm, and Spider-Man. Like, those were the characters we got to play in the beta. So I'm really hoping like the roster gets even bigger, because like, of course it would just come down to money wise, and in this kind of situation, like what character could they pay to use and stuff. In my opinion, I'm expecting to see some X-Men characters like Wolverine guaranteed, because he's he's like, some people consider him the second most popular Marvel character after Spider-Man, honestly. Which I could agree with that, because like is Wolverine, like he has some incredible stuff that goes on with him in the comic book, animated. His movies, they could be hit or miss. I'm specifically talking about the Fox ones. Those were definitely hit or miss. But when it comes to like Logan, Wolverine, and Deadpool, that was also good. Deadpool will also be an awesome character to add. Maybe somebody from maybe like Fantastic Four characters and stuff. Like the roster possibility are endless. It just who could they add? Because I think that's something that will always that's something that would keep Marvel Tokon like fresh and have people always coming back to play it whenever they add new characters to the roster. Like, in general, we didn't even know that this game would have like some type of arcade mode slash story mode and stuff. So that could be a thing they could add and stuff. And as long as they keep it balanced and stuff, this it would definitely pop in Evo or any type of fighting games. Basically, any type of fighting game competition, this thing will pop if they keep the characters balanced. Constantly drop characters in a more. I'm not gonna say like every month they should drop a character. I say keep a stable character roster update. Basically something what like Marvel Rivals did, maybe in a shorter time frame and stuff, because like we just got Rogue and Marvel Rivals, and next month we're supposed to get Deadpool. So Rogue is, I want to say, came out like probably like a week or two ago. So next month, sometime next month, we get Deadpool. Then after that, we're supposed to get the other character. I can't remember what her name was, but yeah, as long if they could do so with like how Marvel Rivals does it, keeping a steady cadence of characters being added, even though it's only like two characters a season and stuff, which is perfectly fine. Marvel Rivals could definitely, Marvel Token could definitely do that. I'll be fine with that. Like adding two characters every, let's say like every month and a half or something. Another thing that would be cool, they put like costumes, like different outfits for the characters and stuff, like because like everybody would want to play as Spider-Man with the black suit stuff. Cap probably in the Hydra outfit, Iron Man the superior, his superior Iron Man suit, and all that jazz. I think that would be excellent for Marvel Token to flourish in the fighting game community. Lawrence Studios, the team behind Baldur's Gate 3, had gave some promises details that will be coming to their next game, Divinity. They said Divinity will be next level, combining everything they've done in the past. It will be bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, confirmed to be turn-based, aiming for a shorter dev time, 3 to 4 years. Early access release will most likely happen. Planned but not ready to commit to it. It will have a brand new engine. Co-op is confirmed. It's been in development for 2 years. Now is entering in full production, and it will unlikely release before 2027. So most likely 2028 at least. Possibly could release in 2029. It depends on the stuff that they run into. Alright. But then, unfortunately, some news came out about Lorian Studios and the team behind Expedition 33. And it was them using AI in some form that have their community doing a complete 180. Originally, especially when it comes to Expedition 33, that won 9 awards at the Game Awards and winning the overall Game of the Year. And when news came out that they used some type of form of AI, the whole community, well, not their whole community, they do have some defenders saying that, basically saying it's not that bad, people just overreacting and this, that, and the third. But there are receiving backlash for the use of AI and also with Lorian Studio. And this what Lorian Studio had to say when it comes to them using AI. Lorian CEO has said confirms the studio is using generative AI to explore ideas, flesh out PowerPoint presentations, develop concept art, and write placeholder text. He said there won't be any AI generated content in Divinity. Everything is human actors. We're writing everything ourselves. And it's gets like a very weird place when it comes with this because people are not trying to hear that. As soon as people say you use AI, apparently people are saying if they heard you use any type of AI, they're not rocking with that. Unfortunately, they're not rocking with that whatsoever. And it goes into more about this because now it was shown that Expedition 33 has used some type of form of AI also for their game. And Gene Park was the one who pointed this out. He said Expedition 33 team freely admitted using AI and just won the most awards ever in the Game Awards history. And this is what they said. We use some AI, but not much. Francis, Mc, sorry if I struggling with these names. But anyway, he is the producer of Clear Obscure, tells EL Pizza via video conference. The key is that we were very clear about what we wanted to do and what to invest in. And of course, technology has allowed us to do things that were unthinkable a short time ago. He explains Unreal Engine 5 tools and assets have been very important in improving the graphics, gameplay, and cinematics. Alright, but I did saw someone pointed out that they found like an AI texture that was in Expedition 33 at launch. Then at some point they released a patch that got rid of it, which now have people looking at Expedition 33 hella weird. And of course there's some people say like, oh, they try to say it was just a placeholder for the game, but it cannot be. But people point out how can something be a placeholder if you launch the game with it? So in my opinion, that cannot be a placeholder if that's the case. You clearly released the game when it had the AI texture on it, but then removed it after a patch. And like this whole situation is very weird. Stuff like I would feel it would have been worse if they told um if they told their community that they never use AI for anything. I have a feeling that would be a more justifiable reaction to them doing this. But I don't know. Like I'm in the minority. Like I'm not like AI is a thing that's always going to be used in some shape or form. Like there's pros and cons when it comes using AI. Gradually, the cons probably will probably outweigh the pros. Judging like using the AI will probably risk like a certain someone their job because the AI could do it more efficiently and more faster and get it done in a timely manner. But AI is going to be used in some shape or form going into the future, especially as technology advances more. Could we possibly do something about that? That won't be the case. Who to say? But it is very concerning how the future will be when it comes to gaming. And the whole situation with with Expedition 33 and the whole Lorium stuff, it definitely rub their fan base in a very wrong way, especially when it came to this like indie game competition. I think Expedition 33 was nominated for the best uh, indie best. It was something indie related for the reward. But then when all this news about them using AI, they was actually disqualified from the competition, and the award was given to Blueprint, which I never played the game, but some people are saying that that game uses AI also. I cannot confirm that being the case since I never played it. So in my mind, I'm probably thinking like, oh, their favorite game got disqualified for using AI in some shape or form. So now they're trying to paint blueprints of using AI. Like, since I never played a game, that's how I came off about it, because like, why? I'm like, that's low key kind of petty that you're doing that, but that's just me. But the thing is, I don't believe they was disqualified for using some type of format AI. I think the whole disqualification is the game released with AI in it, then later got patched. So possibly if the AI was removed before the game released, then news came out that said they used it and stuff, I don't think they would have got disqualified. I'm just saying this if it's confirmed that the game Blueprints actually use AI. But I don't know for sure. We'll um this situation could probably just blow over since Lorium Studios are going on their holiday break and stuff, and they're not going to further talk about this. So there's a possibility this will just blow over going into the new year. So we'll see what happens and stuff. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, if you do something that your community don't like, they will do a complete 180 of you. Of course, you will have defenders that will try to defend you and stuff, but it just look overly bad when it comes to everybody who's on the outside seeing this. But that's just me. From the Video Game Chronicles, we have confirmation that Dead Island 3 is in development with some aspects of the game in full production, and it will be targeting a 2028 release. So, fans of the Dead Island series, you're getting a part 3, and it's coming out possibly in 2028. Let me know in the comments below if you're excited for this and what you hope that they will improve from the last game. Todd Howard had an interview with Game Informer to give their fans a more behind the scene details that's going on with Elder Scrolls 6. And this is what he said. It's progressing really well, the majority of the studio on 6. But I'll say this, we always overlap. So we're very used to overlapping development, and we have a long pre-production on things so that we feel good about them. And it's a process. We all wish it went a little bit faster or a lot faster, but it's a process that we want to get right. So he basically is saying development is progressing very well, but their time working on Elder Scrolls 6 is overlapping with their other development of other games. So that could um, probably push back on certain things that they got working on and stuff. It I have a feeling this happens in every studio, especially if you're like a studio that's working on multiple projects and stuff. Um, So we don't know exactly when we'll get a definitive look of Elder Scrolls 6, but it looks like they're putting in a lot of time on it, so it could come out right. Going on with some of Bethesda Games' track record, this would definitely be a plus if they get everything right and no hiccups along the way. Like that's why last gen Bethesda had that nickname Bethesda. But we'll see how everything turns out in the end. We're not 100% sure when we'll get Elder Scrolls 6 because Microsoft have already said in January they will get a show off Forza 6. Is it Forza Horizon 6? One of the Forza games, I believe it's Horizon 6. And they also gonna show Gears E Day and Fable. So Microsoft already got like three first party studio games that they're gonna show off and stuff. Um, mm, None of those games interesting. Maybe possibly Fable, but then yeah, I never played a Fable game. So, but of course, some people are believing like they're gonna announce it coming to PlayStation or Nintendo. So, and that's another thing that Xbox got going for them. So we'll just have to wait in January to see what they show for those games. Most likely release dates by the sound of it, because I believe those three games are confirmed to be released in 2026. So we'll probably get like gameplay or story trailer for Gears and Fable, and possibly release when they come out. To be honest, any of those games could like next year is still pretty much open. What we got GTA in the fall, Wolverine in the fall, Phantom Blade Zero in September, um, Suros in April, Crimson Desert in March, some other small titles in March. Um, so yeah, so those games have like the early of next year, and around the summertime they're like have a good spot to release their games. So that's all cool and dandy. Sucker Punch, which is one of PlayStation first party studios, the co-founder productions for Sucker Punch, Brian Fleming, is leaving the company after 30 years. I don't believe he's going to anywhere else. I believe he's just officially retiring. PlayStation have put out a statement for him. It says, "Our deepest thanks and gratitude to Sucker Punch Productions co-founder Brian Fleming, who is handing over the leadership reins as the studio begins a new chapter. Starting January 1st, longtime creative and technical leaders Jason Connell and Adrian Bentley will step into roles as studio heads, continuing to guide the team focused on ambitions, character-driven experiences that define PlayStation Studios. Uh, Congratulations on your retirement if you are retiring, because working at a studio for 30 years is a remarkable achievement. I wish you nothing but the best. And of course, there are actually some assholes are trying to paint this like, oh, Ghost of Yotei failed, so he's leaving the studio. I'm like, bro, Ghost of Yotei is number 10 right now for best selling game of 2025. So, yeah, suck a butthole. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that. But overall, can't wait to see what will the next studio heads are will do. Some people are saying that could this mean they could probably go back to a original IP that they have or make a new one, because I don't know if they will continue the Ghost series. Like me personally, I will want them to do that just to say the Ghost series will get 3 games, in my opinion, because like a whole bunch of their other games got like I got like a trilogy for them, like the you got the Infamous, you got the Sly Coopers and stuff. So I think the Ghost series deserve at least a third game before going to a something new entirely, in my opinion. Maybe one like almost a semi modern time, because like we are at the point that in Ghost of Yotai that we are getting like actual musket guns. So like, can you imagine a ghost game in modern day? That'd be kind of fire. That's why I always say the Assassin's Creed need to do. Like in modern era, you're being a freaking assassin, scaling buildings and whatnot. I think that would have been fun. But I digress. So, once again, congratulations on your 30 years work at Sucker Punch, and congrats whatever you do in the future. I don't know if you're still gonna be in working in the gaming franchise. I don't know if you're still gonna be working in the gaming at a different spot, or you just flat out just straight out just retiring from working in the gaming business altogether. Either way, congratulations and good luck on your next endeavors. With the interview with PC Gamer, Todd Howard gave a small little detail about Fallout 5. He said Fallout 5 will be existing in a world where the stories and events of the show happen or happening, says Todd Howard. So you don't know what you don't know what he meant. He's talking about the show Fallout that's on Amazon right now. Basically, the events that happen in the show is all the stuff that happened in the show is in the same universe where Fallout 5 is going to take place. So you're most likely gonna run into references or Easter eggs or stuff that happened in the show that will play a part in Fallout 5, which is pretty interesting. Thanks to The Verge, it had been reported that Sony and Tencent had reached a confidential agreement over the Light of Morrowind lawsuit. The game is no longer listed on Steam or Epic Game Store. So it looks like Tencent had paid out Sony for the whole lawsuit that went on about with the game. We don't know what will be happening to it. It could be flat out canceled, or it could be released but under a different name and a rework of the whole entire game. Unfortunately, we just don't know at this point in time. So I guess I will keep you updated if any more news come out about it in the future. According to Jason Schreier from Bloomberg, he says that Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, Naughty Dog new IP, is targeting a mid 2027 release. And this whole thing brought out the whole crunch thing when it involves with Naughty Dog. And I don't know why is this such a hot topic thing when theoretically regular people don't really give a crap. Maybe people who actually work in there and stuff, but people are equating this to being freaking crunch when some people say this is clearly just an overtime thing, and it is kind of crazy because like they're making like the devs are not getting paid for the extra work they had to put into to get this game out. Like that would make that's what it sounds like to me. They're making it sound like they're not getting paid for it. And like crunch is not new. Of course we could say we don't like it, but it is what it is. We have everything have some type of form of crunch to it. So I don't know why this being a thing. They're acting like no other studio will have crunch. And in my opinion, I don't even think it's crunch. I think it's just overtime. But of course, if I say that, people probably would just say I'm defending Naughty Dog, which is not even the case. Like it's always something when it comes to Naughty Dog. Like people just have some weird hate for Neil Druckmann. Any type of thing they could use, they will use it against him. It could be the most smallest thing. It is just weird. But I digress. Do I believe this could potentially release in 2027? Possibly, because not only Jason Schreier do have a really good track record when it comes to this kind of stuff. It pretty much a guarantee. Like what Sony, when it comes to first party, Sony has Soros and Wolverine, and any like type of partnership and the partnership where they have when it comes to Marvel, Tokon, Fighting Soul, and some other games that I can't really think of from the top of my head at the moment. But yeah, so Sony already has a pretty good 2026 lineup and stuff. But of course, some people say, well, what happened to their first party? They only got, what, 2 a year? Like, if I have every other game and Sony give me 2 games from their first party each year, I'm low-key fine with that. Because, this year they had Ghost of Yotai and Death Stranding 2, which is technically not first party, but you can only play on PlayStation at the moment, so... And a whole lot of other third-party games that I've been playing. Next year is Crimson Desert, Pragmata, Soros, Wolverine, possibly GTA. I'm not 100% sure yet if I even want to play that at launch. And there's other games I want to play for next year. And yeah, next year is pretty stacked to be honest. So, yeah. Well, this was a very surprising thing. Apparently, R2 starring Vin Diesel is planned to launch in 2028. The game was announced in 2020 during a Xbox showcase? No, E3. Yeah, I think it was E3 of 2020. No, was it E3 or the Game Awards? No. It was the Game Awards. Game Awards. Anyway, the fact we haven't heard anything from this game for 5 years, and honestly, I'm surprised that it's still being worked on. I thought it would just quietly cancel and people just forgot about it. But the fact that they say it's coming out in 2028, we'll see. Like, kind of crazy, but yeah. This thing had been radio silent for the longest, so the fact we getting a release date is coming out in 2028, we'll see what happens. We got a brand new look of Marathon after it was delayed this year for a whole bunch of reasons. One of them was the big old art stolen from another person. They quickly got that sorted out, which is good. And they went to the drawing board with Marathon, and the devs are coming out showing off more of it and what new changes that they have for it. these are the stuff that's coming for Marathon. These are new info and features. The game is gonna be $40, which some people are not really feeling it. They said the game should have been free, and it's just a whole bunch. It's a whole bunch of stuff. But you don't know what Marathon is. It is a extraction first-person shooter. They said there will be solo play, so you don't want to play with friends or with randos. You could go in by yourself, which some people are happy about, because I believe some people are saying that I don't know if Arc Raiders have that. So some people are saying they're happy that Marathon's coming out day one with that. They said they're doubling down on dark, gritty, and grounded sci-fi world, improved visuals, deep environmental storytelling. Dead runners drop as corpses that decay over time. 4 zones maps are Perimeter, Dire Marsh, and Outpost. Cryo Archive onboard UESC Marathon is an in-game challenge. Weapons and mods, including ways to customize your gun in unique ways, like turning the battery SMG into the Needler. And they also said faction jobs, upgrade trees, and capstone rewards, which all sound pretty interesting. For what I saw, that people who got to play test this version of it, it had received more positively than the last one. And of course, they also put out a little bit of info. They says purchasing Marathon will give you full access to the game, including a roadmap of free gameplay updates as the year progresses. This will include new maps, new runner shells, events, and more. Starting with the exploration of the UESC Marathon Cryo Archive and Season 1. We also want to assure you are logging in because you have loved the game, not from fear of missing out. So Marathon Rewards Pass will not expire, and you'll be able to purchase and unlock prior passes. Finally, and mostly importantly, we believe in preserving competitive integrity in Marathon, so survival will never come down to how much money you spend. We'll share more about our plans for seasonal content, a roadmap, and details about when you'll be able to try the game as we get closer to launch. So overall, they're saying a lot of good stuff. Like, if you miss out, you would technically never miss out on a season pass, because it would never expire. Free updates that includes stuff that comes in the roadmaps, new runners, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So they're really trying their best to show that they really went back to the drawing board when it comes to Marathon, and by the looks of it, they're doing a really good job at it. Being basically taking the feedback what they got from the community and stuff. So overall, I think this game could possibly do well. I don't know if I will get it, not because how the game is, it just the type of game. Like, I'm not a fan of I'm not really into the whole extraction shooter and stuff. Like, of course, if I have friends that have the game and they want to play it, like, I do game show with a buddy of mine, so if he has it and he wants me to play, I'll play with him and stuff. Because overall, the game does look amazing, and I think it could do stuff that would have it be shared in the game genre space of an extraction shooter. But I think the thing that people could hold off is because of the $40 price tag, which is kind of crazy because $40 and you get everything. Because when it comes to free to play games, you have to you play the game for free, but then you have to buy the season pass and all that. Marathon, basically what it sounds like is just a one-time payment. You just buy the game and you get access to everything that the game has offered to you. And I think that's amazing because we don't really get games like that. So I'm gonna look into this more when it gets closer to launch and see what the game has to offer. Like what the roadmaps gonna be looking at, any improvements, this, that, and the third. If they have a beta, like an open beta for people to play, I'll definitely try it out and proper give my opinion on it. So where I stand with Marathon, I'm at a wait and see approach. So the game is set to release sometime in March, which now I think about, that's probably the reason why Soros got pushed from March 20th to April 30th. I think it was because of Marathon. So in retrospect, so Sony dropped Marathon, Soros, and Wolverine. You know they own Bungie. Bungie still is like a still independently, but they are a PlayStation first party studio. So I do have high hopes for Marathon. Hopefully this will help Bungie turn what people thought of it around. And yeah, if the game does well and all their improvements are amazing, I'll definitely spend that $40 to get it. So with that being said, this is the end of the video. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited for Marathon? Are you guys gonna give it a try? Or are you upset about the whole Lorium thing when it comes to AI? And are you hoping that we'll get more info for Intergalactic next year if it's true that it's set to release mid 2027? Let me know in the comments below. This is Storm. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and I hope you guys have a really good holiday. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.